Hello everybody, QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I am back today with an episode of American Dad Apocalypse Soon. As I promised in the last video, I am here to talk about Heroes. As you can see on the screen, we got a little bit of information about what's going on. So what the goal of this video is going to be is kind of me giving you an overview, kind of a highlight of what I know based on this kind of functionality in other games, give you some things to look out for, some things to be careful of, and I'm going to explore it with you guys here because I actually opened up what I saw in the last video, and that's about it. I haven't gone much further. Excuse me. So let's just go ahead and figure out what this is together, and hopefully we can level up in a smart way. So what do we have? Defeating the invasions isn't going so well, so Stan decides the Smith family needs to start fighting the front lines. Let me get to the right screen here. There we go. Unlock and upgrade heroic talents and accessories. Choose from a variety of skins. Find your favorite. Equip a heroic accessory on the hero. And I know a lot of people have complained about this. It's only available for Situation 9, Situation 10, and once you get there, Situation 11. And early on when things are released, you only have so much functionality. It will grow, it'll grow considerably, and there will be a lot more. And you can only do so much at Situation 9, and then once you get to Situation 10, it opens up some areas as well. And all that functionality is going to be added in the future. I don't think it's all released yet. That's how it's gone out in Hustle Castle and Zero City. All right, so you have to go with the friend. So basically, wait, hold on, let's go to Labyrinth. The Labyrinth is a place with twists and turns, gruesome monsters, awesome gear. Find out what it takes to survive the Labyrinth. Maybe we'll go in and try one just so you guys can see why it's a bad idea to join with a random person, because you can go with a random person, or you can go with a friend, or you can go with a clanmate. We'll look at that in a bit. Call your friends to team up, or a random player going to Labyrinth that you cannot do alone. Explore to get, ooh, come on back. Explore to get stuff. Use rewards from the Labyrinth to upgrade your heroes. Again, important, we'll talk about that. And you have leaderboard. Show everybody who is the best. Okay, so that is it. The rest of this is the event specific items. So what do we have for everything? Real quick, we'll go back to the map here. We got the Labyrinth. This is how you go in and get in. Let's just start here. Why not? I'm going to cover stuff as I know here. So I don't know what these guys are called. So here we have something called a waystone. A resource for buying items in the Labyrinth market. This is what we call Ether in Hustle Castle. It's fairly new in, well, it's not. It's been around for a long time in Zero City, but I haven't done much, so I don't know those names there. But you get this by every time you go through the Labyrinth and you have some success, you get these, and you need these to do things. So these are important. And as we saw in the last video, you can get some of these by participating in the event. And I will show you another way to get some of this stuff as well. If I remember, I'll do it here. If not, then I'll do it in a future video. Here we go. We got a compass. This allows you to get in using a compass, and you have a chance to get some better stuff, including this chest, which has more items in there. Very useful. So once you can get these, if you can get a bunch of them, I'll probably buy them. This will be one of the things I'll spend my golden turds on. You get better rewards, and they're 60 each, or you can buy them in bulk and they're cheaper. And you can enter for the compass right here. And as you can see, you have a chance to get this chest, and in this chest you get extra accessory fragments, plus you get higher levels of these items here, which we will talk about what those are. And if you do it for food, you can't get that chest, but you can still get another chest. They're not going to show us here, it looks like. Yeah, these are different, what are they called? They're called fragments, I believe, in Hustle Castle. They're fragments here as well. These fragments are what you need to level up your hero, and we will look at as many of those as you can. And there's different skins you can get for each one of your heroes. So what they have in Hustle Castle, they have mounts. You basically go with a fighter. You can choose, and then over time you start getting different types. So you can choose your human, and then you can turn into an orc, and you can turn into any other number of things. And it looks like here in this game, they're going to basically allow you to take a family member and put different skins on them, which is kind of cool. And all those accessories, look at those, and again, you get a chance for this chest, which is right there. If you beat a boss, I'm not sure what they're called here, you get this one right here. Oh no, this is the big one. Yeah, this is something that you get randomly. Probably every 7 to 10, depending. It goes up and down throughout time. You have a chance for getting one of these chests by defeating. Actually, not even by defeating a boss, just by going through the Labyrinth. So these are always good to get for sure. And different skins. So let's go back here. So that was there, and okay, we can buy those. Oops, let's get back in there. Anything else worth looking at here? No. 120,000 food to get in. One of the things to be aware of, just for being respectful for other members, when there are internet delays, so things can go slow. And for me personally, doing this on my emulator goes really slow. So if there's time, I'll try one here. And my screen refreshes so slow, and it's a little bit painful. So obviously, when you're new to this, it's going to take you some time. But as you get more familiar, as you know your fights you're going to come up with, as you know your squad, especially if you go in with somebody you know their squad, you can blast through these things really quickly. You can knock them out in 10 minutes or so. And some people just constantly do these all day long. But if you go in with a random, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know the consistency. Like my internet's going off and on, so who knows what's going to happen. At the very least, you should try to make decisions as quickly as possible, because the other person's sitting there waiting on you to make a decision before they can do something. And that's one of the reasons I don't do these as often, is because I don't really have 30 minutes to sit down and do one of these. And sometimes it takes that long when somebody takes a long time to make a decision. So, because of that, it doesn't work out very good with my schedule. So that's one of the reasons I'm trying to make a second account, so I can go with one account on one side, one account on the other side, and I can go through these, and then I can cover those on the video. But my other account right now, max fighter is level 55, so it's going to take me a while to get in. And while I mention that, one other thing to be aware of, this is something that's very important. When you go in to fight, especially if you pick a random person, or if you want to go into a clanmate, and say you have a clanmate who is, situation 9, max level fighter of 85, you're going in with max level fighter of 100, even if it's only one level 100. The competition, the enemies you're going to be fighting in the labyrinth is going to be based on the top fighter. So it's going to be based on level 100. So if you're level 100, if you have one or even your entire squad level 100, and your buddy comes in with all 85s, those 85s are going to get crushed, because level 85s can't fight level 100s. So basically then it's going to be only you fighting the enemy, and you're not strong enough to fight on alone. You have to go in with a partner. You need to be strong enough together as a partner to beat them. So make sure you go in with an somewhat evenly matched squad, or at least a squad who is compatible enough, and certainly with all the same levels. Don't do mixed squads. You're going to get in trouble. In my Zero City account, I have a level 100, and then I have a bunch of 85s. When I do the labyrinth similar type there, I leave my 100 at home, because it's going to completely mess everything up, and there's no chance to win. So make sure you're smart, make sure you're careful, otherwise you're just going to have a horrible experience, and you're going to be wasting your compass or wasting your food or whatever. And with that said, a lot of people don't know what they're doing at the beginning, and people will back out. So if you jump into a dungeon and you decide to quit just because, uncool, because you have people potentially losing food or losing a compass because you decide not to complete it. So when you get in there, you should make that commitment to finish it. Even if you have one fighter left, the other person has 2, you shouldn't be giving up. Or if you have no fighters left, the other person has 3, you should still be there and doing your spot, so your partner has a chance to finish, which obviously gives you a chance to get more items as well. So just a normal respecting that isn't every single one of the time this type of functionality is added to the game. You see people making those faux pas where they're making mistakes, and it just really annoys everybody else. All right, so that's what the labyrinth is. So let's go ahead and take a look at the heroes. So I forgot I did do one thing in here before, so I did lie when I said it didn't look. But if you click on any of your people right now, as you can see, by default, when you go in here the first time, your hero is going to be Stan. And I went and just changed mine to Steve, just because, no real reason. I don't think that it does anything other than it just is a different look. It's all the same functionality. And by default, when you first start off, you have these, what are we calling them? Masteries. You have these talents. What are we calling these guys? They're accessories, but you have 3 different types. So everybody is given this one at first. Come on. Klaus says Dirty Bowl, which allows you to lower armor on your enemies. And you can tell a lot of the newbies when they're in the game, because they're still using this one after they gotten stronger and they leveled up. This isn't a very good one. Nobody uses it down the road. At first, having anything is obviously useful, but as you can get stronger, I would recommend getting away from this one. Me personally, I already did, and I switched over to the Francine's Treasure, which distracts all enemy gunslingers. Distracted enemy is going to be missing for 1.8 seconds, and that happens after 6 seconds. So once I find 4 more fragments, I can level that up. And this right here is your power. This is how it's going to affect your historic power. So right now, by having a hero with this one item, my power is automatically up by 19,200. And you're going to see, I have a spreadsheet I can post in the description or the comments if anybody's interested, but it's Hustle Castle related, but it actually gives you a chart of how, levels 1 through, I think it's like 11 or 12 now in Hustle Castle, where how much power is going to increase by leveling at one of those. So again, leveling these up can really, really increase your power very quickly in not necessarily a positive way. So me personally, I always go for this one. I have this in all of my games, but others have other things. So we have this light switch here as well, and that one does the power switch, prevents all enemy engineers from using abilities. Also a very useful one as well. And then as you level up, if we click up here on the corner, that's not the one I wanted. Let's go back to the one I'm using. Nope, this isn't it either. All right, well, apparently that's exactly how you get to the path of where that thing is, which I don't want to do right now. So you have, what you have with this setup here, you have one triggerable, I'll call it, item. So when you're in your fights that you're controlling, like your PvP or your PvE or your Labyrinth or some others as well, you need to trigger those. They don't trigger automatically, but if you're in like the Morning Mimosas, they get triggered automatically, or you're in the Clan Wars, it gets triggered automatically. But a lot of people miss that. When you're in a fight, you actually have to click on that button to make these things, they happen. And for this one, it will, every 6 seconds, there'll be a circle going around, and once it's full, you can click on it, and it will trigger. And if you don't click on it, it just sits there and doesn't do anything. It's a complete waste. Many people make that mistake, especially early on when this comes out. And then on the sides here, you have for things that are not triggerable. They're just added functionality, and we'll take a look at those and see what they are. And you can be running, you know, obviously five items at a time. One that triggers and one that doesn't trigger. So this looks like over here, it's going to be something that affects the talent learned, not received. Mastery progress. I'm guessing these are all the items we're going to look at when we go look at the mastery here. And it just is going to fill this chart up. So as you get more, you know, the higher level, so you can actually spot somebody. So if we back out here really quick, they changed the way the profiles look. So if I go click on my profile, you can see where I'm at. So I can click on somebody else's profile, see their information, and say, oh, look at that. They got their engineer fully maxed out. So obviously they're going to have strong engineers. And you can get an eye on that just by glancing on it. Okay, let's go back to our heroes. I clicked on the wrong thing, I guess. So we got music. So if we click on masteries here, now we're going to see the path. This is where you get to see everything. And a lot of this stuff is not, this is probably, ooh. Wow, look at this. I think this is the full release. This is not just the partial release. In, like I said, in Hustle Castle, I think Situation 9, I think you only get to like one, maybe this first 2 or something like that. But in all the other games, they only release portions. Like a later release, this came out. A later release, this came out. Actually, not quite that bad. But this right here was the last one they released. It was like the 4th different release, but it looks like it's already available. You just have to complete a bunch of levels to get to it. So, yeah, so once you get fully maxed out, you get to this guy. So it looks like we are fully out. So what is going to be part of this? So you can do different paths, and there's not necessarily a right or wrong. There's not necessarily a good or bad. Well, there is, but really what you should focus on is what's going to fit your squad. So my squad is set up in a way that I do lots of damage from the engineers, not the engineers, the gunslingers. So I would want to focus on something to allow my gunslingers to be better. Or another thing sorry, I thought I heard somebody coming. Another thing I focus on is having my tanks live as long as possible. That helps in the shopping mall and things like that. So I could work on something to make my tank be stronger. And really what I suggest you focus on, you know, if you're one who is concerned about historic power, don't take, I mean, let's hold that thought. I gotta back up 1 second. We look at each one of these. We got the warrior path, we got the engineering path, we got the gunslinger. You're going to be leveling all of those up, and for each one you need to have these tokens right here, whatever we're calling them. And how do you get those? You need to go to the store. So let's go back down here to the labyrinth, and we got a store down here somewhere. The market, there we go, up there. So we get these guys up here, these waystones that we talked about earning in the, there's a couple different ways to earn, but you can earn by doing the labyrinths. So you get those and you go ahead and sell them to buy tokens, and you need these tokens to upgrade those artifacts as we just saw. So you know, they're all there's no good deal here. It's all the same thing. You know, if you spend 500 waystones, you get 100, and if you multiply, you know, 5 times that's 2,500, 5 times that's 500, exact same deal. 4 times this 10,000, 4 times this 2,000. So exact same deal. You can just basically divide it as you need to. So one's not necessarily better than the other. And then you have to buy the tokens for each path. And I personally go in and buy whatever I need at the time. I leave my waystones here until I'm ready to spend them. And if we keep going down, we can look at the rest of these. Every day you have a chance to go buy some of these. Early on, it might be worth considering it, but once you start leveling up to get to like I'm in one of mine in Hustle Castle right now. I'm going from level 8 to level 9, I believe, and I need 150 of these guys. A specific one. So if you have to buy 150, which the max you can buy here is 50 anyway, that's gonna be 5,000. That's only gonna get you a third of them. So really, you get them just by grinding, and you have to do labyrinth after labyrinth after labyrinth. You gotta grind them like crazy, and some people do them nonstop all day long. So if you're one of those people, certainly don't need to buy these. If you're like 1 or 2 off and you're to upgrade, and it's one you want to upgrade, it might be worth it. But the rest of the stuff, probably not worth it. This chest right here, I don't think it's a very good deal. Again, if you need a little bit, go for it, but it's not really a good deal. You can get a whole lot more of your waystones in the labyrinth itself. Same thing here. So this right here is one I will probably buy, and what this allows you to do is get double the waystones. I don't do these things very often, so when I do them, I want to get the best out of it I can. The downside to buying it, once you have it, it's automatically equipped. So if you buy it and you don't want to use it because you're going on somebody you're not sure of, you're going to use it. You can't say in this dungeon I want to use it, in this dungeon I don't. So I'm not going to buy them right now, especially right now with people not knowing how to do these properly, and I don't even know how my squad's going to do in there. So buying these right now is not necessarily a good deal, but I don't do anything else without this. This is a definite buy for me, and I will, again, once I get a little bit more comfortable, and if I can find some regular people to get into that I know we can complete 100% every time. The compass, again, another one that's really good to buy because it allows you to get more items. So again, I want to get the most out of it every time I go in there. As we saw when we bought them individually, they're 60 each. You come down here, you buy them in a deal, it's 50 each, all the way down to, what is that, like 40, 43-ish or something like that. So it's a better deal to buy them in bulk, obviously. Defibrillators, your people are going to die. You can revive them by buying these. In all the other games, you can revive one daily by watching a commercial. I would assume that's part of this game. We'll see. Or you can buy them here, and you get them in events too. I saw that we got them in the challenge event, so we'll be getting a few of them just by doing this event. And if you want to just buy pure waystones, you can do that, but again, it's fairly expensive. Okay, so now back to where we were, back to our heroes. I got to click on my guys here to make sure everybody's staying happy. The good thing about this game is they give you a lot of those bubbles, so you can stay happy fairly easily. I missed that one. All right, so back here to our masteries. So as you're buying those tokens up here, you can start upgrading. For me personally, like I was saying, I focus on my gunslinger. When I focus on my gunslinger, there's certain things I want to look at, and let's just go ahead and take a look at all of them real quick. So this is what I'm doing right now. Distracts all enemy gunslingers. So if I want to get this higher, I need to get 4 artifacts. 4 of those artifacts, and it's just something you get at random. So I don't have them yet, obviously, but you will get them. And once I get that, I can get 1,900 stones, and as we saw, that was like 2,000, I think, of the waystones or something like that, and then we can upgrade it, and that's going to increase this number, and you can click on the question mark here to see everything. So that basically, that 1.8 is just going to continue to climb as you go up, and if you get fully maxed out, as we see level 9, it's going to be 7.8 seconds. So all enemy gunslingers are going to be distracted. They're not going to land a shot for 7.8 seconds. As you can see, that's highly useful, especially all of those with the mini sauce gun. How long is this video going already? And we're getting up there. I'll try to not drag on too long here. Again, this is just a high level. There's a lot here, obviously. So what else can we get here? So these are this back here is the triggerable one. What's it called here? It's called active, I guess. And the rest of these will be called passive, more than likely, where you don't have to do anything. You just equip them, they're going to automatically happen. So this top one here called bullet boost increases the physical damage of all allied gunslingers by 125. And then again, as you click on the question mark here, you can see that number keeps going up. You know, you get to the top, this is level 12 in this one, everybody's going to be dealing 4,500 more damage per shot. What is this one? Family superiority via pink. Oh, these are actually very good as well, obviously, because if you put this guy on, you're going to increase your health, armor, and damage for all of your battles in the Family Land War. And there's types of these for everything, for doing the, not the shopping mall, but doing the labyrinth and doing the mimosas and those kinds of things, where you can actually be stronger and have better strength by having this specific item. And you can swap these in and out. So if you're going into a morning mimosa, you can put some things on. If you're going to go do a PvP on the map, you can put something else on. So that's what that one's going to be for. These are locked right now because there's a path you need to follow. So I need to get this one first before I can get to this one. So right now, the only thing I can do are these 3. 1, I can increase damage. 2, I can increase crit by 250. And 3, I can, every hit received by the gunslinger increases their dodge. So I'm gonna talk about this real quick for each of these. I didn't do a strength versus power video here in American Dad. I did one in Zero City, which I can link to if you guys are interested. It's obviously the same concept. You want to focus, if you're trying to keep your power low and keep your strength compact, you're a lot more competitive. So my power right now is usually like 2.1 million when I go into my fights. I was beating people today at 2.8, 3.2 million in morning Mimosa today, and I'm always competing to win by having an extremely compact squad. There's people way more compact than me, so I'm certainly not the best, but I get by pretty good with this setup. And in doing that, what that means is my gunslingers, I want them to focus on damage, because that's what their job is, to do damage. Their job is not to dodge. Sure, that's going to help you for sure. But what that's going to do, if I learn this, my power is going to go up by 10,000 or 19,200, whatever that number is. And if I, go up to level 2, level 3, level 4, I could be increasing my power by 50,000. And it's going to be something that might happen every once in a while, because dodges are not a guaranteed stat. Crits are not a guaranteed stat. Those are some things that happen occasionally, and it's actually dependent upon the level of the fighter that you're fighting against. So having those are not guaranteed, but what is guaranteed is damage. You get this guy, your gunslingers are going to deal an extra 120 to 25 damage every time they shoot. So that is a guaranteed item to get. So personally, that is what I think you should focus on. And once obviously you get that up there, and I probably won't do anything else in here until I get this maxed out or near max. And I'm going to have that for each one of these as well, and I'll cover each one of those. But so if I just randomly pick a couple things here and there just because I have enough tokens and start leveling them up, sure, I will be a little bit stronger, but it's not going to help me out tons, and it's really going to hurt me in the chopping mall, because my power is really going to go through the roof. So I'm going to start fighting other people with power that are equivalent, and they're going to start smoking me. So some people are going to want to rush so they can get to here, so they can start adding extra items, and there's something to that. But we get increased crit here, and here we got another active item here. So Jeff's hat releases dangerous fumes, dealing 5% damage to all enemy fighters and making them lose 25% of their energy charge and have a 25% chance of missing. That's a good one too. This is actually one I used a lot in Hustle Castle as well. So getting to that one is good. And I'm not going to go through each one of these, but there are things you want to focus on again, and that is going to be damage here. You don't necessarily need to race to get to the end of this as quickly as possible. Maybe there's an artifact you want to get, or an active item here you want to get, that maybe you'll try to get there, but I really recommend trying to be smart about it. This one right here is a good one for sure. When allied gunslingers have less than 80% health left, each shot that hits and restores their health by 8%. So they have something like this in all of them. So it's helpful because it allows people to restore their own health so they can last longer. So that will be one I'll be focusing on. Let's just take a look at this one, for example. So this is why I think some of these are just not really worth it. Allied gunslingers get a 7% chance to take a double shot at their target, maybe activated once every 3 seconds. So yes, that will be helpful, especially when it works. You're going to have all that extra damage, but it's a 17% chance. So that's the 14% of the time you're not doing it. It's not doing anything. It's just increasing your power and not helping you. So again, it's like you can do it, and once you get to end game and you're fighting people that are like top level stuff, these things are important. They're going to make a difference in the battle when you guys are all like maxed out on things. That is huge, but at a beginner level, it's really not really worth it. So rather than going through each one of those, I'll cover those over time. That general concept exists for all of these. So for engineering mastery, same concept. What your engineer is supposed to do, your engineer is supposed to do engineering. So energy charge is crucial. You want your energy charge to be as high as humanly possible. So me personally, I'm going to max this out before I do anything else. So we're at 400, increases energy charge of all allied engineers by 450, and we get all the way down here at level 12. They're each going to have 16,000 more energy charge. So highly useful. And there are some other ones here that are helpful, but that should be the first one you're focusing on, rather than like this, increases their energy charge, which is your energy damage, right? Oh no, hold on. Every attack. Your engineers don't attack that often. They're not doing attacks very often. Sometimes they lose their attack for when their chance comes up. Sometimes they don't take it. Sometimes they're actually doing their active item of resurrecting somebody or restoring somebody. That's not an attack. So this is something that doesn't happen very often. So it's helpful, but it's just not as helpful as it could be. And down here, energy damage, my engineers don't do that much, so I don't focus on this. So again, I won't be working on that one all that quickly. And then same thing for warriors. What your warriors do, your warriors need to last. At least in my setup, they need to live as long as possible. So that means I need their health to be as high as possible. So here, Tough Nut increases the health of all allied warriors by 1,500. And that goes up to a very high number, 50,000 once you get to level 12. That will be what I'll be focusing. So those three are all I'm going to focus on here at the beginning when I do these. Where's my mouse? 1 second. There we go. And there are plenty of good active items here. This one here is restored 50%. This is actually a little bit different. Oh, no, it's not the one. I'm trying to... There's a couple that are highly useful in Hustle Castle. And I'm trying to place on battlefield the prop has any health and deals damage per second. That's not the one. Yeah, no, that's not the one. I don't remember where it is, to be honest with you. That's not it. This one here is pretty huge. You're going to see a lot of people doing this one, especially when once you get to the top. Revives 4 random allied fighters with 25% of their max health. A lot of people are going to do that. That stat actually seems a bit lower than Hustle Castle, so it might not be quite as popular here in this game. Trying to find the one I'm actually using right now. That one nobody uses, by the way. In place of a slain enemy, this one, nobody really uses that one. Puts a random buff on enemies, debuff. Some people use that, not tons. Jinxes 3 enemies, and that one occasionally some people use it. So I guess that's over here, the one I'm looking for. This is one, I think this is a Book of Wind. This is one that's going to be useful for you for sure. The smallest amount of health, a slice, that's not it. Looks like we got some different items here. Alright, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it looks like some different items here. Being stunned, the original stun the target while poisoning that target loses. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do some more comparisons between the two and see which is which. But for me personally, I'm going to stick to this one for a little bit until I can get some more items as well, obviously. So that's a high level of everything that you can do. So like I said, as you can see, my power is 19,200. I can actually do a little bit. So let's just let me see where I'm at for time here. 26 minutes. I'll try to do this fairly quickly. So we got an event going on right now, and there's some items I can get, and I didn't click on those yet. So let me go ahead and click on those and see what we have. So here we got... Yeah, I didn't want to do that. That was really stupid. Because what that means... No, this one's fine. This means I can now go in with a compass, which gives me a chance to get some more items, and I'm not going to do it at the beginning, because if I do it, I'm going to be going in not knowing my squad, not knowing who I'm fighting with. I'm going to basically waste it. More than likely, you have a good chance of going in with somebody who's just going to leave because they don't like it, or they're just going to stop playing and it just sits there. So I'm not going to use these right away, but they will be useful for sure. But here we go. We have some waystones right here, 5,000, which allows us to level some stuff up. And I think that's it. Oh, here we go. We got the doubles. I'm not going to open those yet because I don't want to do the doubles. I'm going to keep those here until I'm ready to use them, or until the event's over. That will allow me to double all the waystones I can get. And that's it. So let's go back. There's nothing I can do to level up my heroes right now. I can go ahead and buy some tokens, but I don't know what I'm going to do. One of the things I recommended a long time ago to you guys was to save these chests. And you wanted to save them until the heroes came out. You also might save them until, let me think. I'm trying to remember SR11 if there's anything that's going to be useful in there. I don't think there is, but there is some highly useful things coming for your heroes. So let's go ahead and open this up. Watch this prove me wrong here. That will not make me happy. That's not good. Because in Hustle Castle, you can basically save these starting, whenever you start earning them. Save them all the way till you get to the end. You can open them up. They're going to scale up, and you're going to get items, including waystones. You can get a lot of waystones, actually. So the fact that I'm not getting those, I don't think it's an SR11 thing. I'm going to open one more just to see, but if I get nothing, I'm going to hold them until SR11 comes out, which, by the way, I have no idea when that's going to be. But yeah, that's what I've been telling you to save these for, because this was supposed to be a huge help. Maybe since that wasn't part of the game yet, you didn't earn them. Maybe now going forward, you can start saving them and earning them. Wow, that really stinks. All right, I'm not gonna open any more of those right now. But yeah, that's unexpected and a highly disappointing change. I expected to have a bunch of waystones I could go ahead and add right here from the beginning, but I guess not. And I believe there's also some of the artifacts as well, or the fragments. Well, that stinks. All right, so like I said, we're already at 30 minutes. I'm not going to go ahead and jump into a labyrinth right now because it's gone on for a long time. This is basically just a high level, general review of how you should consider it, what you can think about. But in reality, it's your game. You can play it any way you want to. If you want to max everything out, max it out. If you want to get one of everything, go for it. I'm not here to tell you how to play the game. I'm just telling you how to hopefully benefit from it the most. But again, you do whatever you want to do. So I think I'll leave it right there. So this is what the new functionality is. This is what I was sitting on for such a long time that I want to tell you guys. I was actually told it was called something different. So it's interesting that the name changed from what I was told. And unfortunately, I was never given the okay to leak the information like I was initially told. One of the people I was working with actually left the company. So I think that was part of the reason why I wasn't able to proceed with that. But nevertheless, it is here and we have some good stuff. So I know a lot of people are going to really like this and spend a lot more time in this part of the game than I am, but I will cover it the best I can and show you as much as I can, especially when I get 2 accounts going. And as I learn things, I will make sure to share it with you. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you got any questions or comments down below here or in the QC Runner Discord. And the giveaways I'm struggling with at the moment. I'm going to be doing those on the Discord server for a while, but the Discord bot, or the giveaway bot that I'm using right now, has been down, so I haven't been able to get the giveaway posted for the last couple days. Hopefully it'll be up tomorrow so I'll do it. It's only going to be like a one-day event, probably, or a one-day giveaway, because I'm going to try to get it done by the end of the week so you guys can get your golden turds by the end of the week. So I will leave it there. So until next time, this has been QC Runner for QC Runner Games, and I will talk to you later. See ya.